All right, the first snowy walk to work of the season. It was 2 days. I was showing you guys all the beautiful leaves, and here we are walking to work in a whiteout. But today is November 6th, so last night, of course, or early this morning, whenever it is, officially Donald Trump won the presidential election here in the U.S. Bitcoin went up, all of crypto assets went up. Of course, we kind of have to talk about it. It's the subject of the day. We saw where Bitcoin was kind of heading up into the election. So it was kind of telling us, or investors were kind of saying, we think that Donald Trump will win the election. And he did. And now we get to see if one, campaign promises or actually happen. Things like firing Gary Gensler, if you can. We saw Sherrod Brown, who from Ohio, actually lose his seat, and he was head of Senate banking committee. So he was kind of right there in the Operation Choke Point 2.0, really making sure that banks were not doing business with crypto companies, doing their best to do that. He was kind of at the helm, and he actually lost his seat. So between President Trump and people like Sherrod Brown, it was kind of a big night for crypto overall. Obviously with Bitcoin, it's gone up quite a bit in the last few days, and my thinking is, based on the Trump potential economic policies, we're going to still see inflation. If we're actually going to have tariffs, if we're actually going to kind of have trade wars, we're going to see inflation. That's good for Bitcoin. Obviously, it means that everyone's going to likely want to own assets that are scarce or real assets. Again, I'm not giving financial advice, but it makes sense in those times when we're going to have inflation to own assets like Bitcoin and gold and, commodities, things that are real like that. But the other part of this, I think, is if we do get regime change, which we're going to get regime change at the Fed, at the SEC, at the OCC, hopefully, if we believe campaign promises, hopefully we will get more kind of blockchain and crypto adjacent regulators and legislators, which means we might start to see some real definitions of what a security is in the digital asset world. We might get to see more tokenized assets. We might get to see more of the crypto assets like Aave, Uniswap, Maple, and such actually start to give some of the fees to the token holder. So the tokens will act a little bit closer to equity or security. We might see that, and what we saw was a lot of those types of tokens, whereas Bitcoin went up 7-8%, those tokens went up 12 to 25%, because maybe now they can turn on a fee share or revenue share with the token holders. So I'm excited to see what happens in crypto in the next 4 years. As I saw someone post, all right, crypto people, you got what you wanted. Time to stop playing around with things and actually move the industry, move the technology forward. And now is the time to do that. Got about 4 years to do it. Probably going to have a Senate that's amenable to it. Obviously a president, probably some regulators. So for those that were kind of on the fence about crypto, it seems like now is the time. If you're building anything in crypto, now is really the time to pedal to the metal and keep building it, because it seems like from a regulatory perspective, again, if campaign promises come to fruition, it seems like we're going to get some pretty good times in the crypto, blockchain, Bitcoin industry.